Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video. This is going to be another tier list video. Today was actually supposed to be the Ferrari build, but unfortunately I lost one of the pieces, and evidently it was a very major piece to the engine, a very tiny little gear, so that's not going to happen. That's going to be coming next week. But today we have the F2 2022 grid tier list, so let's get right into it, starting with Marcus Armstrong. Now, Marcus Armstrong showed his pace, I think, in his first year. I think 2020 was his first ever year in F2, and he definitely showed pace, but he never really showed that he could contend for the title that year. But he showed promise that he could contend maybe the next year. That was this year, 2020, last year, sorry, 2021. But unfortunately, he never really blossomed into what we expected, and we might see that from him this year, but I don't think so. But definitely, he is a very decent driver. He has good pace, but he's never really consistent, and for that reason, I think he'll be in, I think a C tier. Yeah, I think that's a good place for him. A decent C tier. If he gets his consistency up with his pace, I think he'll be very, very good. Next is Sem Bolokbasi. Now, Sem is a very, very weird case because no one's really seen that much of him in real life racing. In gaming, he's a very quick driver, but in racing, he has shown very glimpses of good pace in Euro Formula and Asian F3, but I just don't think he's going to be good. He has not gotten that experience that he needs to be in F2. I don't think he's going to do that good. I'm sorry. He's going to go a not so great D tier. Now, moving on to, I believe that's Ralph Boschung. I believe he did well last year. He did in the races he was in. He did pretty. Was he in the whole season or did he quit? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he did leave halfway through the season. The glimpses of pace that he's shown was also pretty decent, but again, I don't think he's that great of a driver. I don't think he's like F1 caliber of a driver. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about him. I'm gonna put him with Marcus Armstrong there in that position. I think that's right. But yeah, now going on to, I think that's Cordeal, I believe. D tier. No, he's not a good driver. He will not do good. I'm almost 100% sure. Maybe there's an off chance he'll all of a sudden turn into a world class driver. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he finished like 20th or 16th or something similar around there in F3, and that's not even supposed to be not as hard as what's it called, F2. So yeah, I don't think that he will be doing that well. Yeah, I definitely think he'll be struggling. If he struggled in F3, yeah, he's definitely going to be struggling here. Now moving on to, I think that's Jake Hughes. I believe that's Jake Hughes. I have not seen much of Jake Hughes, actually. I think, yeah, I've not seen that much of him. What I've heard from some people is that he is actually a pretty decent driver. So just from going off of them, I'll put him at a B tier. Please criticize me if you must in the comments down below. Now, Jihan Daruvala, he was incredible in F3 when he was with Prema. Now he's again with Prema. This is his first season with Prema. I think he'll do good. He has the pace to do pretty decently, but I don't know. He's a very odd case. Again, also another odd case of all these drivers. He has good pace, but he can't find his consistency. On his day, he's one of the best drivers there. And maybe it was down to him not being in a great team in Carlin. But then again, it's kind of a spec series, and Carlin is one of the better teams. So with Prema, maybe he'll improve. Prema seemed to be the team that dominates everything. ART and Prema seem to be the people who develop the best drivers and seem to build drivers that lose confidence and build them from the waist up. And I think he'll be a B tier. I think that he won't do as great as he was in F3, but I think he'll might challenge for the title. And now going to Jack Doohan. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Doohan. I think he'll actually do pretty well. I do think he'll do well, but not A or S tier. I think he'll also actually, you know what? I think he'll go at C tier. I think he'll do decent with these guys. He'll do decent, not as good as these guys, but I think pretty decent. Now Felipe Drugovich, I think this guy will do very well. He did well in MP in his first year. Did very well. He challenged for the title basically. I think, or he was in the title vicinity with MP, and then he switched over to what's it called? Was he with Dams? No, he was with UNI Virtuosi. He was with Virtuosi, struggled a lot there, especially compared to his teammate. And I think he'll actually do pretty well. I think he's an A tier driver. I think he's a pretty good driver. So yeah, he is right there. Now Enzo Fittipaldi. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. And especially now coming off of that injury he has on Saudi Arabia, I think that he might possibly be struggling with that now. Sorry, Enzo. I think he's going to be D tier. He's going to be not great. Now, Dennis Hauger. This guy, he's considered one of the best young drivers out there right now. He's one of the best. He just dominated the F3 title. I think he's probably going to win the title, to be honest. He's definitely the title favorite now, especially coming off of what he just did in F3. I definitely think he is our first S tier of tonight. Yeah, I definitely think that he will at least be contending for the title, if not winning it. And now going to, I believe this is Jake Hughes. Was he in F3? I'm pretty sure he did actually pretty decently in F3. Again, he's one of those drivers where I don't think he'll be great, but I don't think he'll be bad. I'm going to put him with the C tier guys. He's going to be right there. Now, Iwasa, I'm sorry, he's going to be D tier. He's for sure going to be D tier. He struggled. He didn't really he did meh in F3. He didn't take that step, I think. He was not good in F3. I'm sorry. He just never he'd shown very slight glimpses of speed. And I would probably put him up here if he showed more, but he never really showed. He showed that he could, in the exact situation, he could be good, but if it wasn't that, he was way outside the pace. So yeah, I'm sorry, Wasa, I don't think he's going to be good, and he is down in D tier. Now Liam Lawson, this kid, he struggled a little bit last year trying to keep up with people like Oscar Piastri, Schwartzman, but on his day, he was actually very good, and he won a few races. He did have some horrible luck last year, and I think if he didn't have as much bad luck as he did, he probably would have challenged for the title a bit more. So I'll put him along with Drugovich as an A tier, a solid A tier. I think he'll probably do pretty well. And now going to Roy Nissany. Nissany, he has that one podium in Monaco, but I'm fairly certain that that's going to be his only podium. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's that good. I think he's not that fast. He's not that consistent. So yeah, I'm sorry. he's also going to be. There's a lot of D tier drivers here, but yeah, he's also going to be in D tier. Now, Clement Novalak. Novalak is one of my favorite drivers, to be honest. He's pretty decently consistent. He has pretty good pace, but I don't think he's up there with these guys right here. So I think he's going to be a solid B tier. I think he'll be definitely challenging for podiums. Might even get a win. I think he'll be challenging for like that top 6, top 5 consistently this season. Now, Teo Porcher is automatically an S tier, no matter what. He is definitely going to be a world champion. He's definitely going to be in Formula 1. There's no way this kid isn't going to be in F1. He is one of the most talented drivers I've seen in quite a while. Definitely one of the more talented young drivers out here. And I think that he'll probably also be contending with Dennis Hauger to win that championship. I think he's going to be really, really, really good this season. And now he has that experience of last year under his belt. Now he has actually driving a Formula 1 car when he tested with Alfa Romeo in, Barcelona, Catalonia. Yeah, Catalonia. He has more and more experience. He's getting better. He's only 18, 19, around there. I think he maybe even 17, around there. He's very, very, very young. And yeah, I think that he will blossom into an incredible driver this season. Yeah, so I think he's going to be a driver to look out for and very, very, very good. And now Logan Sargent, this kid, recently signed to the Williams Driver Academy. This kid is going to also be, I think, really good. He's going to be pretty consistent, I also think. He did challenge for that F3 title along with Oscar Piastri and Teo Porcher. I think he'll do also pretty well. I don't think he'll be as good as these guys, but I definitely think he is a A-tier driver. He's going to be up here with these guys here. And people actually probably won't like this, my drug position, but I do think he's a good driver. But yeah, Logan Sargent, I think he'll probably be pretty consistent and challenge for that title. And now Marina Sato, he's just not, just need I say more? Now I think that's Frederick Vesti, I believe that's Frederick Vesti. Yes, it is Vesti. The new ART recruit and the new Mercedes recruit. Or is he? I'm pretty sure he's probably been Mercedes for a little bit now. He is a very talented driver, and a Mercedes Junior in ART seems to do well. Like with what happened with George Russell in that exact situation. But to be honest, I think the ART second seat is a bit cursed. It's kind of like that the Red Bull second seat, where it's just never really the person's year when they're there. And I definitely think Teo Porcher is the main guy, so I think he's definitely the number 2 driver. But yeah, I think that he'll do well, not extremely well, so I think I'll put him C tier along with these guys. I think that's a good decision there. So yeah, I think he's not going to do extremely well, but I think he'll do pretty decent. I think he'll be contending in the points very often, but not for wins and stuff like that. But going along to Richard Verschoor. He showed pace last year. I think he got a few podiums, maybe. I think so. And he showed that he can be pretty decent. Again, I don't think that he's gonna be around here, around this ABS tier. I think maybe C tier. Yeah, I think C tier. B or C tier is definitely where he belongs, but I'm pretty sure he also didn't complete the entire season, so we need to probably see more out of him. So I think probably a C tier is appropriate for him. And now going to, I believe that's Yuri Vips, and Vips isn't the most lucky driver, to be honest. He kind of had a very bad season. He had a good season, but he did bad luck. He had back-to-back wins in Baku, which were pretty good. And, yeah, he didn't, for me, didn't show the pace that I think he's going to be an F2 champ. But I do think that he is a pretty good driver. So I think he is in that solid A tier. And now, last and finally not least, I don't know what his first name is. I know it's something Williams. I believe he was an F3. Don't know much about him, to be honest. Judging by that, I think he probably a C tier, to be honest. Probably a C tier. But yeah, I think that's maybe where he belongs. Maybe he deserves A tier. I don't know that well. But yeah, that is my F2 2022 tier maker. I hope you guys agree. If I made very bad decisions, especially, I think people won't like me putting Drogovic up in A tier. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what who do you guys think is gonna win the championship, or at least contend for the championship? And yeah, I'll see you everyone later. Bye bye. Can't see. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and a comment. If you want to see any more racing content, make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Thank you, and have a great day.